Welcome back to FM Story. It's time for Season 8 of The Glory Hunter. We did say at the end of the last episode that we were likely to be staying at Napoli, although there wasn't much room to grow the squad and everything like that in terms of the budgets. We did say, though, that there were maybe 3 jobs that if they became available outside of Italy, we would maybe look to go to. And even before the World Cup, one of those jobs did become available, and so it's time for another change of plan. We've left Italy, and let's find out where we've gone. We did say that there was a possibility that we would be leaving Napoli at the end of the last episode. I even said that if we were to leave Serie A, it would need to be a job like PSG, because we need to go to France, or Barcelona or Real Madrid in Spain. And shortly after the season finished, Zinedine Zidane, having won the title for Real Madrid, left Spain to take up the role at Liverpool, which opened up the Real Madrid job, which, as you can see, I've been successful in applying for. We could not be, I don't think, in a bigger difference of a situation from where we were at Napoli. As the new season was about to get underway in terms of like the summer transfer window starting and all the end of contract deals happening, things like that, we got our transfer budget for the season with Napoli, and it was 449,000. I've now joined Real Madrid, where the transfer budget is 222 million, with a wage budget of at least double what the Napoli wage budget was. The other reason for leaving Napoli, because I could have stayed to try and win the Coppa Italia this season. It became very clear that in order to have a decent squad this season and a chance of winning something, we were going to need to sell players to improve. And the problem was, it meant we were going to have to sell Kvaratskhelia or Osimhen or both, and we were only going to get 30% of what we got in to spend. So it was very unlikely that we were actually going to be able to improve the squad enough, in my mind, to challenge. I mean, we're looking at an incredible Real Madrid squad. There are a few players in the squad from our time at Man City. Edison is the number 1 goalkeeper because Courtois has just retired. They signed Scalvini in the summer after we left Man City last summer. They've just signed Hakimi on a free transfer, and it is just a bit of a special squad. And then obviously looking at what the fans want, they want us to play attacking football, direct football. We can probably do. Sign high repetition players, make the most of set pieces. Well, we can certainly do that. Play high tempo pressing football, we can do that. And then obviously they only want us to qualify for the Champions League. So the expectation isn't even that we win the league, but they want us to finish above Atletico and finish above Barcelona. Now, if we finish above Atletico and finish above Barcelona but don't win the league, I'd be slightly concerned at what had happened. But now we've got a summer ahead to try and improve the squad where it needs it, and it doesn't need an awful lot. We probably need another goalkeeper, but it looks pretty strong in most other areas. We've made it to the beginning of the league season with Real Madrid. We've got our opening game of the season coming up home against Real Sociedad. And there's been more transfer activity than I think I was expecting. So prior to us taking over, the deal for Brian Mbeumo to go to Newcastle was done. Presumably it was a mandatory fee because of the loan deal where he was there last season. And then we've moved on someplace. Milinkovic-Savic just getting on too old. He's gone back to Saudi Arabia. Malo Gusto wanted first team football, which he wasn't going to get. He's gone out on loan to Lyon. Lunin wanted a change of scenery, so he's gone to Arsenal. Terzic wasn't going to be first or second choice at left back, so he's gone to Marseille. We've sent a few players out on loan. Stanisic wasn't going to be first or second choice at right back, so he's gone out. And Edison was potentially going to be number one because Courtois retired during the summer. We did sign a goalkeeper to replace Courtois, and then Edison decided he wanted to go to Saudi Arabia at 36. We weren't going to stand in his way, so he's gone. In terms of the incomings, Hakimi was already signed. It was already a deal agreed, as was the deal for Bremer. Not going to be a starting centre-half, but will add a bit of depth and experience if we need it. And then we went back to Man City to sign a player. We signed for Man City. We signed Enzon Lobaton. We signed him during the World Cup, where he ended up being the top young player at the World Cup. He's really kicked on since we signed him at Man City, and can add a bit of competition in the attacking midfield positions. And then with Courtois retiring, with Edison was getting on, obviously, before we decided to sell him, we went to PSG and picked up Georgi Mamardashvili for 25 million. Seems like a bit of a bargain to be our number one goalkeeper. Then with Edison deciding he wanted to leave, we needed another goalkeeper. So we went to Denmark and signed a 21-year-old. Looks pretty promising. Under 21 international. Already played 36 first team games for AGF in Denmark. And hopefully he can be a good backup to Mamardashvili. And then part of the reason for letting Stanisic go, because he wasn't going to be first or second choice at right back, was that we'd gone to Mexico and agreed a deal with Cesar Ramirez to come in to back up Hakimi at right back. We knew Hakimi was going to be the first choice there, so we just wanted a young, promising player that could develop behind him, could step in when needed. Great physicals, great mentals in terms of the decision-making, the determination. Technical's not so great, but they can obviously always develop. He's only 20. He's a Mexican international, and I think we've got a pretty decent squad so far. The one area that we are not particularly blessed in is in a number 9, and there wasn't really anyone worth splashing the cash out that would have been a decent deal. So we're going to start the season trying to have almost a striker. Let's play with a number 10 getting forward, whether that's Bellingham, whether that's Arda Güler. We'll see as the season goes on. Looking at the season preview, we are just about favourites for the title ahead of Barcelona. We've got 7 of the Media Dream 11. Obviously, that doesn't mean an awful lot, but hopefully it's a sign that we can hit the ground running and get a good start to our time here at Real Madrid. So this is the side we've picked for the opening league game of the season at home against Real Sociedad. We've gone with Mamardashvili in goal, a back four of Hakimi, Diomande, Scalvini and Perkovic, Camavinga in front of them, Bellingham and Valverde in front of him, and then 3 sort of attacking midfielders without a striker of Vinicius Junior on the left, Rodrigo on the right, and Arda Güler through the centre. So as you sort of see, we're going with out of front man with Arda Güler in a sort of a shadow striker role. They've gone 4-2-3-1. Hopefully we can get off to a decent start. All right, Perkovic with a throw to Valverde. Perkovic infield to Valverde. Camavinga to Scalvini. Goes all the way back to Mamardashvili. And then Diomande back to Camavinga. Scalvini now finds Arda Güler, Bellingham, Rodrigo, wide for Vinicius Junior, and just couldn't keep the effort down. Right, a corner for us, Valverde to take it, swings it in, it's headed clear, Arda Güler picks it up, hits the post with the cross, squares it again, it's cleared as far as Bellingham, and then it's been lashed upfield by them. Right, a throw for them goes long. Bellingham picks up the loose ball. What a ball that is for Arda Güler. Takes it down, volleys it past the keeper, and that's just an all-round exceptional goal. It was almost a no-look pass from Bellingham. because once he picks up this loose ball, he's sort of drifting out to the right and just plays it inside left. Goulet chests it, smashes it past the keeper, and that's 1-0. Right, a throw for them. Into the box, headed clear at the far post. Vinicius Jr. wins it. Perkovic out to Arda Güler. He loses out. But then we've won it back in midfield. Rodrigo now, and then he overruns it. And Isaac's in. It's then cleared to Vinicius Jr. It's an awful long highlight without anything approaching an actual highlight so far. Bellingham's run off the ball but wins it back. Vinicius Jr. back to Perkovic. Over the top. Lenormand with a poor header. Vinicius Jr. gets to the byline. Cross is deflected off the post. And now they bring it clear with Oyar as well. Right, a corner for us from the right. Arda Güler swings it in towards the far post. Diamande heads it over the top. Right, Hakimi with a throw. Rodrigo back to Hakimi. Bellingham drifts in field into the box. And the keeper turns his shot over the top for a corner. Goulet again to take it. It'll be in swinger on that left foot. Again towards the far post. It's up in the air. Scalvini takes it down. Goes back to Bellingham. Hakimi back to Bellingham again. Diamande to Camavinga. And we're just going backwards here. All the way back to Mamardashvili. Diamande now. What a pass that is to put Vinicius Jr. in behind the fullback. Valverde back to Vinicius Jr. Decent tackle in the box. And they bring the ball clear. The highlight is still going on here. And they're going to get a chance. Greenwood's in the box. And fires it past Mamardashvili to level it at 1-1. It's just so easy for them to get into that position. Right, so 1-1 at half-time. I mean, we've dominated the game. We're just not taking our chances. I think in the second half we might actually try a front man just to see how different this team looks with that. Right, we made one change at half-time. We brought Eduardo on through the middle for Rodrigo, and we've moved Arda Güler out to the right. And they're quickly in behind. And luckily they couldn't hit the target. A free kick towards the back post for them. We've got a head on it. Perkovic takes it down and plays it upfield to Valverde. Goes past his man. Still got it. Back to Arda Güler. Hakimi into the box. And the keeper turns it over again for another corner. Valverde to take it this time from the right. From the left, sorry. So an in-swinger. It's headed up in the air. And again. And they've got it away. Right, Perkovic with a throw. Vinicius Jr. to the byline. Low cross. And they've hammered it upfield. Diamande wins the header. Valverde to Arda Güler. Hakimi. Diamande now at the back. Presumably, he goes infield to Camavinga. He finds Vinicius Jr. Perkovic back to Vinicius Jr. into the box now. Squares it. And they've got it away again. Wide to Oyarzabal. Diamande with a header, but they've still got it into the box. Still alive. Vinicius Jr. though managed to get it clear. Right, Camavinga with the throw. Vinicius Jr. Infield looking for Samuel Ricci. It's cleared as far as Scalvini. Finds Vinicius Jr. Low cross. Eduardo from 3 yards out, couldn't possibly miss, and puts us 2-1 up. Scalvini comes down this left-hand side, just slides it into Vinicius Junior, takes it, just gets it before the byline, pulls it back, and Eduardo finds the bottom corner from 3 yards. And there we are, full time. In the end, we've run out 2-1 victors. I mean, looking at the match stats, we certainly deserve to win, but we wasted some serious chances and probably should have been well clear before they got their equaliser. But it's the first game of the season, plenty of time to grow, and hopefully we can continue winning like we have done in this first game. We've now made it to our first Clásico of the season. At home against Barcelona, just into the beginning of September. We've got 2 players out with injuries, and things have gone pretty well since the Sociedad game. Next up was the derby away at Atletico, and we came away with a 2-0 victory. We weren't great in the first half, but goals from Valverde and Lobaton in the second half got us the 3 points. We were then at home to Mallorca and came away with 3 points, goals from Diamande, Valverde and Lobaton again. And then in the most recent league game, we won 5-2 away at Granada. We were 5-0 up at half-time and took our foot off the gas in the second half. It means we're top of the table with 12 points from 4 games. Barcelona have won 3 of their opening 4 and drawn the other. So it's a big clash at the start of the season to try and prove our mettle in the title race. So this is the side we've picked for the game against Barcelona. It's pretty much the same. In fact, I think it is the same team that started the last game, the one away at Granada. With Perkovic being injured, Camavinga is playing left back, which means Samuel Ricci's playing in front of the back 4. And we've gone with Matthias Sula in the wide right role. He played in the last game, got a goal in the last game. So hopefully he can produce a big performance now. But we need to be very careful of not overcommitting going forward, because they've got a very good attacking group, especially with Gavi, Pedri, Lamine Yamal and Ansu Fati. Not much has happened early on. They've got a goal kick. They've gone short to Araujo, out to Koundé. Lamine Yamal cutting inside. Ansu Fati gives it away. Bellingham picks it up. Diamande into Valverde. Ball over the top for Bellingham to try and get onto. And he's been challenged inside the box by Balde. And I think that's got to be a penalty, surely. Surely that's a penalty. And it's been given. And up steps Arda Güler to take the penalty. Sends Pena dives to the right. Güler goes straight down the middle. That's a 1-0, and that's just the start we were looking for in such a big, big game. Just drills it straight down the middle. Keeper dived out of the way. And that's 1-0. Right, Camavinga with a free kick. Goes short to Ricci. Scalvini back to Camavinga. Over the top. Valverde's made a run. What a touch. Dinks it over Inaki Pena and makes it 2-0. And that's 2 goals in 2 minutes. And we are really looking to enjoy this game. Camavinga on his right foot just chips the ball over the top. It's a great first touch from Valverde to get out of his feet and then just dinks it over the keeper and 2-0. Right, Voskamp goes back to Inaki Pena. De Jong. Pedri loses it. Bellingham puts Vinicius Junior through. And Inaki Pena turns it behind for a corner kick. Valverde to take it. In swinger towards the near post. Diamande got up. Still alive. Comes to Bellingham. Smashes it home. And that's 3-0. And we're starting to run right here. The corner comes in. Diamande goes for it. Araujo gets his head on it. Vinicius Junior then flicks it down. And Bellingham just sweeps it home past the keeper. for 3-0. And then from the kick-off, Pedri to Gavi, out to Ferran Torres, who lets it run. Diamande's across to tidy it up. Goes back to Mamardashvili. Ricci to Scalvini to Camavinga with space to move forward into. Still going. Goes back to Scalvini. Camavinga now drifting across the pitch. Finds Hakimi bombing forward from on the right. Bellingham fires it across the keeper, and he's got 2 goals in a minute, and that's 4-0 up. Camavinga just drifts across. It's a lovely pass that Hakimi storms onto, pulls it back for Bellingham, takes a touch, fires across the goal, and that's 4-0. Right, from the kickoff again, Gavi back to De Jong. He dwells on it. Bellingham's nicked it off him. Through on goal. And he scored a hat-trick in 2 minutes. The 29th minute, the 30th minute, the 31st minute. What is happening? Just... It's 5-0. And I don't know how to put into words what's going on. And there we are, half time, 5-0 up. Just unbelievable first half there. And we've done that with having 38% possession. They've had 62% possession. They haven't had a shot. They've not really looked a threat at all. And we are demolishing them as it stands, and we just need to make sure we don't get sloppy in the second half. We've sent the same team out to start the second half. As long as we don't let slip this lead, or start to let slip this lead, we'll probably make some changes around the hour to get some people some game time. But Camavinga bringing it forward down the line for Vinicius Junior, and we're almost in behind them already. Vinicius Junior squares it. Arda scores. I think he's offside though. It looked like he might be in front of the defender, but it's given. So Camavinga brings it forward. Vinicius Junior then is in behind the defence. Plays the ball into the box. Arda from about 12 yards out, like the penalty, just fires it past Pena for 6-0. And it was just because the defender had dropped slightly into the box before Vinicius Junior played it, but he's onside. Right, we've made 4 changes. We've brought Ruben Neves on for Bellingham. We've brought Fontana on the right instead of Sula. Rodrigo's coming on the left instead of Vinicius Junior. We've shoved Eduardo up through the middle instead of Arda. And then not an awful lot's happened since those substitutions and since that 6th goal. Right, a throw for them. Kunde to take it. Gavi. Kunde to Lamine Yamal. Goes back to Frenkie de Jong. Pedri into Ansu Fati. That's a decent finish. And hopefully, not even we can throw it away from here. They've just worked the ball pretty well. It's just shifted. And then Ansu Fati just hits it the first time. Gave Mamardashvili no chance. But we're still winning 6-1. And Kunde to Araujo. It's played out to Ansu Fati. Scalvini cuts out the ball forward. Ricci to Valverde. Rodrigo now racing forward on the left. Squares it. It comes all the way through to Samuel Ricci. He fires past the keeper, and that's 7-1 now. So Valverde just spreads it to Rodrigo, and then everyone's bombing forward to get in the box. Rodrigo squares it. The defender and Valverde miss it, and Ricci just passes it into the bottom corner. Just a couple of minutes of injury time. And there we are, full time, 7-1. Just an unbelievable result. They were abysmal, especially that period where Bellingham scored in the 29th, 30th and 31st minute. They just gave the ball away for fun. But we have absolutely demolished them. We're now at the end of September. We've got a big break for international football before the next round of games, which starts in the middle of October. And we've had a pretty spectacular start to the season. It's almost like a switch was flicked in that game against Barcelona, because since then we've been unbelievable. We followed the Barcelona game up with a 5-0 victory at home in the Champions League against PSG. We then rotated the team a bit, went away to Cadiz and won 3-0. We then beat Juventus at home 1-0 in the Champions League thanks to a first-minute Vinicius Junior goal. And then in the most recent league game, we've put 8 past Villarreal to win 8-0. And what it means is we're currently top of the table, 7 wins from 7, 5 points clear of Almeria, 6 points clear of Atletico. Barcelona are 9 points back in 7th. We've got a goal difference of plus 26. Mamardashvili's kept 4 clean sheets in 7 league games this season. Arda Güler is right up there near the top of the average ratings. Valverde's got 6 goals this season. Güler's got 5 goals and 4 assists already as well. And it really seems like this formation's working, but it is a ridiculously good squad. And with maybe the exception of the Barcelona and Atletico games, we've played teams we should be beating. But that victory over Barcelona was just an incredible start to the season. And there we have it. Season 8 has begun. And there we have it. Season 8's begun. And we are unbeaten so far. 7 from 7 in the league. 2 from 2 in the Champions League. Let's hope we can keep that up in the next episode. Join us next time to find out. Thanks for watching and we'll see you then.